Hey everybody, today we're going to be looking at this Bosch 800 series 5-burner gas stove. We picked this up from Lowe's for around $1,500, and the model numbers can be a bit confusing, so we'll go over these three models really quick. We have the 500 series at $1,250, the 800 series around $1,700, and then we have the benchmark at $2,000. If we look at the differences only, we could see that between the lowest and highest, the knobs are the same, and the 800 has that illuminated knob showing that it is hot. The Flame Select dual ring burner is only available on the two higher end models. And while they all three have wok burners, only the two higher end models have double ring burners. And the only advantage the higher end model has over the 800 series is one larger burner. The third heating element is shown here. The two higher end models have the residual heat indicator, the lowest model does not. So if you want all the functionality of the 800 series but want that one larger burner and you're willing to pay $300 more, then get the benchmark series. If you like that double wok burner and the heat indicator, then don't get the 500 series and pay for the 800. And these come in a 30-inch or 36-inch in-counter installation. Now I've got a collection of videos about Bosch appliances I've reviewed. We have the two ovens, the Bosch 800 refrigerator, as well as the dishwasher. So click the link on the top right to see these reviews, and do me a favor and hit that like button down below because it helps me out a lot when you do. Installed in our marble counter, we see the finish here is in stainless steel. The grills are cast iron. A 5-burner setup of various sizes, including one special burner here on the front left, as well as this middle dual burner that we'll get into in a bit. Connected to 120 volt mains, depressing a knob provides ignition with a piezoelectric starter. There's also a thermocouple here to stop gas from flowing should the flame go out. Letting it run for about 2 seconds while pushing the knob down is enough to keep the flame lit. The light on the knob stays illuminated while the burner is running. Once a burner gets hot and it has been shut off, the light on that knob will continue to illuminate, warning you that the burner is hot, as we see here. Right here in the front we have a special simmer burner called the OptiSim burner, and we can see it doesn't make any direct contact with fire to the bottom of the pan. As such, sauces can be left on this burner without worrying about scorching the bottom of the saucepan, which is common even on the lowest heat settings. Frozen sauce, however, is not something you'd want to start on the simmer burner because it would take forever. This would be carefully heated up on one of the regular burners as shown here on the front right. And once defrosted, or mostly defrosted at that point, it could be moved over to the simmer burner, where it could remain with little concern for burning on the lower settings. Here we have that middle wok burner with the dual ring burner. And when I turn it on above 4, we could see that both rings are lit. This provides an ample amount of power, including a usefulness for water boiling if the pot's big enough. So I lower it down, we can see the flame getting less and less. But right here at around 4 is as low as there'll be 2 rings. When I go to 3, the outer ring shuts off, just leaving that inner ring running as a small burner. And then that one could be further reduced. I'll make my way all the way down to 1, the lowest setting for this burner, and as I get back to 4, that outer ring turns back on. Like all gas burners, we need to bring it back up to its highest setting to shut it back off. And while I'm not willing to shut off my breakers to prove this, it is possible to ignite this stove with a regular lighter, holding it down long enough to engage the thermocouple, so if you do lose power in the house, you can still cook on the stove. Once it's already hot enough, you needn't hold down that button to keep it engaged. Complete cleaning happens as needed. We have mild detergent in water, and all these pieces have been sitting in it overnight. Rinsed after scrubbing, they're all left to dry. And when you take a look at the stove, know that it has been in constant use for just over a year. These knobs also come out, and we can see that there's a light bar inside that transfers the light into the bottom of the knob. That's how they glow. I've heard complaints about these knobs cracking, but I haven't had any such issues. General cleaning under the burners is also easy to accomplish with everything removed. The center burner can be a little bit more difficult, but not too challenging. After spending the night in the sink with soap, the 3 grills are also scrubbed and rinsed and left out to dry completely. Bosch specifically recommends Thermador stainless steel conditioner after cleaning. I've included a link to it on Amazon below. And a small amount is applied and just wiped on following the direction of the grain of the stainless steel. You can see it's a cleaner that also includes one or more oils in it because it leaves a nice shine on the surface. As we make our way towards the control knobs on the bottom, we can see that a little bit of the overspray of the cleaner has gotten over the indicated silk screening. This is generally not that important to me, but technically you're not supposed to get the spray on the silk screen as mentioned specifically on the bottle in capital and bold letters. A before and after, we can see the left side untouched, and we make our way to the right side, an entirely different look. Finishing our demonstration now, we'll just work our way from the left all the way to the right with the cleaner to complete this task. Notice that this stove, again, over a year of use, looks almost brand new. So a stainless stove is manageable if you take care of it and clean it with the right cleaner and don't scratch it up. The knobs are all individually washed and dried. We could see that it's keyed, only going in one direction. Pushed straight down onto the stove, it locks into place. Now I'll put all of them in the exact same manner. The underside of the burner has a hole that matches up to the thermocouple, so I position it and lay it down into position, give it a little wiggle. The wife has to be different. This one is placed in this direction, matching this pattern. As I flip over a cleaned cap, we'll see that it sits right on the center of the burner, like so. Just a wiggle ensures that it's secured into place. We put on the other caps now. This one's a little awkward given its size relative to the burner, but it's fine. Put on the back one. And the middle is 2 pieces, so first I place on the outer ring, and then the inner ring. The burner assembly is now completed. The grills have rubber bumpers that align into the notches of the stove. The outer ones are not symmetrical, so they only go in on one given side, as we see here, locking into position. The center one does look symmetrical, but has an indicator that marks front center, so we know which way is front when we install it. Finally, the grill on the right is secured into position, completing the assembly of the stove after cleaning and maintenance. All the burners are then individually tested for proper operation and good pattern. It's often possible that a burner cap wasn't placed on-centered or correctly, causing the pattern to be somewhat abnormal. But that concludes this video on the Bosch 800 series stove. I hope you found this video enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below, helps me out a lot when you do, and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this when they come out. When another video comes out in the series, a link will be posted in the top right corner. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Would you like to reply?